guys, Corell Cooper here with On the Black. Got a special guest tonight, Dave Doyle from Mets Report. Hey Dave, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Before we get started, why don't you just give the viewers a little background on yourself and MetsReport.com?
Sure. Thanks. I write and own MetsReport.com, and we've got several writers working with us over the last year to give a variety of perspectives on the Mets and occasionally other teams too, and just trying to stay positive as much as possible with this team. And it hasn't been easy the last couple of years, but we're trying.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Well, the good thing is, we're a few weeks away from spring training, so I'm getting a little bit excited, and I'm sure you are as well. What I want to talk to you about tonight is the Mets lineup and how that's shaping out. Terry Collins recently came out and said that, the top six in his lineup are going to be Reyes, Pagan, Wright, Beltran, Jason Bay, and Ike Davis, and then, we'll see how second base and the catcher's position shakes out. And, just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that lineup and how you think it looks.
Well, when I hear that, it makes me think of one of my favorite quotes of all time from Mike Tyson, is that everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. and that's what this makes me think of. Is, it's great to think of that. And Jerry Manuel had a plan to bat Jose Reyes third last year and started off the season that way. And for the Mets, so all of a sudden the lineup just started going everywhere. And who knows what's going to happen with the Mets this season? But it's nice to have a plan, but we'll see how long it really lasts.
Yeah, and speaking of Reyes, I mean, do you think that this is better situation coming for him coming into this spring training? I mean, last year, Manuel had all these ideas about possibly batting Reyes third. I guess at times Reyes didn't really kind of know whether he was going to be batting, third or leadoff or wherever he was going to be in the lineup, and just kind of want to get your thoughts now that, it's been said, listen, you're going to be batting leadoff, concentrate on that. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I really do expect a good season from Reyes this year. I mean, it's a contract year. This is it, and I do expect him to have a good season and really show off what he can do. I have a feeling that his agent is probably looking at that Carl Crawford contract with the Red Sox and thinking my guy is very similar in a lot of ways to this player, and that Reyes needs to have a healthy, number one, and number two, productive base stealing season for him to get another big contract.
Yeah, and it's interesting because earlier this week I actually blogged about Reyes and stolen bases and the fact that I want to see him steal more bases this year. He hasn't stolen 60-plus bases since 2007, and this Mets offense, in my opinion, is going to have to score a lot of runs and kind of carry this team at times if they're going to be competitive this year. And he needs to really kind of wreak havoc on the bases, if you will. So kind of want to get what are your thoughts on that and Reyes and his stolen bases?
Oh, it's huge. And I just read either today or yesterday maybe that Terry Collins was talking about the same thing, that he wants to get Reyes back to being a 50-plus stolen base player this season. And I think that's critical. I mean, he's a player not unlike Carl Crawford, who makes his living with his legs. And at his age, that he really needs to show that he can still move on the bases and make things happen. That if people start to think that he's not the player on the base that he was, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago at this point, then I think his value will be tremendously diminished if he gets to free agency after the season.
Right. And now looking towards the bottom of the lineup, there's second base and then there's the catcher's position. Second base, unfortunately, Luis Castillo's still on this team.
For now.
For now, what are your thoughts on second base? And if you had to kind of pick and make a pre-season prediction, who do you think is gonna be the Mets' second baseman on opening day?
Boy, I don't think it's going to be Luis Castillo. I really don't. And apparently, Ruben Tejada is not going to be in the plans this year, second base. So I really think it's going to be up for grabs. And I think whoever has the hot spring in March in Port St. Lucie is going to be the one that starts the season with so that if things start to go wrong, somebody else is going to come in, whether it's Justin Turner or Brad Emaus that they brought in from Toronto. I have a feeling it's probably going to be one of those two with a short leash. And I'm still it drives me crazy that they couldn't get Orlando Hudson in here with the contract. I mean, he's been doing 1-year contracts now. I think he's 2. But it drives me crazy that we've been stuck with Castillo and now this kind of strange situation. And Orlando Hudson's kind of been hopping around on these short contracts. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Hudson, I mean, he's wanted to come to the Mets for some time now, and that's probably why he's been kept doing those 1-year deals. And it is kind of frustrating that the Mets have not been able to get him, if you will.
Absolutely. So, he's made no secret that he grew up a Mets fan and wanted to be here. And I think you're right that's probably why he's, or maybe one of the contributing factors as to why he's been on these short contracts, that he's been waiting for his opening to jump in on with the Mets.
Well, Dave, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and for those of you out there watching this video, Dave and I are thinking about doing something like this once a week during the baseball season, where we recap the previous week and then talk about the week ahead and any kind of major news going on with the Mets. So please leave a comment. Let us know if you guys kind of like this format and if you would like to see Dave and I continue to do stuff like this.